Hello students, good morning. My name is Kinjal Patel and I am your English teacher. Today we are going to look about class 10th error detection, the topic which we are discussing, right? In last lecture we have discussed rules from 1 to 6. Now today we are going to learn the practice about it, which you have to write in your notebook as well. The rules I hope you have written in your notebook. Now today we are going to learn some more sentences about it, which you have to later on practice yourself. I am going to just explain you one of each rule, the example of it, and later the rest of you have to write your own. Okay, now let's start without wasting time. Practice work of for error correction, rule number 1 to 6. Now in the first statement, as you can read, Lencho and his wife is working in the farm. Now you have the rules in your hand, right? Now just read the first rule. Which was the first rule that we have learned yesterday? So the first rule is saying that when the singular noun is connected and joined by and, at that time the verb will be in plural form. But in case of this example, if you can read the statement, you find is as a verb over here and it is a singular verb. So according to the first rule, the statement which I have written over here is wrong. What would be the right answer of it? That Lencho and his wife, these are the two characters, right? एक से ज़्यादा हो गए, तो यहाँ पे you have to put are in place of is. Only then and then your sentence will be corrected. यहाँ पे तभी आपकी statement correct होगी जब आप यहाँ पे are put on करोगे. Now the rest of statement, number 2 and number 3 is very same to the first one. These all three statement belong to rule 1. तो आपको उसको करेक्ट करना है, आपको नोट में ये सारे करेक्ट करके लिखने हैं, right? And you have to submit me later on. Now rule number 2. Rule number 2 क्या था? Just read in your notebook rule number 2 very quickly, right? By pausing the video. Here, yes, I hope you have read it. Now read the question number 4. Lencho, who was the owner of the farm, were said. यहाँ पे there are two noun. You can find noun number 1 Lencho over here and noun number 2 the owner, right, of the farm were said. But in this case, Lencho and the owner, both the noun belong to one person only. वो एक suggest कर रहा है एक ही बंदा है, right? तो यहाँ पे हमारा जो वर्ब का फॉर्म पुट ऑन किया गया है वो है प्लूरल फॉर्म. If we are talking about only one person, तो वहां पे form of verb will be singular. But instead of that, in this question we are given the plural form of the verb, which is very wrong, right? यहाँ पे you have to put was instead of verb. Was is a singular form of verb, तो ही हमारा statement यहाँ पे करेक्ट होगा. यहाँ पे दोनों नाउन अगर किसी एक के लिए यूज हुए हो तो आफ्टर दैट द फॉर्म ऑफ वर्ब विल बी सिंगुलर. यहाँ पे सिंगुलर ही होगा. इट शुड नॉट बी प्लूरल, राइट? The rest of the two sentences based on the rule number 2, as I have explained you one of the statement of it, you have to correct yourself. Now let's move towards rule number 3. Now by pausing again the video, just read the rule number 3. Okay, thank you. I think that you have read it very carefully. Now read the statement. अब statement को पढ़े आप. each of the employees of the post office are waiting for the reply. यहाँ पे एक कलेक्टिव या ग्रुप ऑफ नाउन दिया गया है, एम्प्लॉइज जो पोस्ट ऑफिस में काम करने वाले हैं वे सभी लोगों के बारे में बात की गई है. बट बिफोर दिस नाउन if we put each and every, then we are talking about only one person or talking about individuals from that group. उस ग्रुप में से हम किसी एक इंडिविजुअल के बारे में बात कर रहे होते हैं. In that case, according to the rule number 3, you have to put singular form of a verb over here. यहाँ पे आपको singular form यूज करना है. But instead of that, in this question, there is are is used as a plural form, which is wrong. वो गलत है. Instead of that, you should put is. I hope you have understood this one also. Now these two, 7 and 8, both the sentences are on the basis of rule number 3. Let's talk about rule number 4. In the rule number 4, you can see over here in the rule number 4, by pausing again, you have to read it, right? Before I am just going to elaborate one of the example, you have to read, okay, by pausing the video. Now I hope you have read it. Now just keep focus on it. Either postmaster or postman were helping Lencho. Now according to the rule number 4, we are given that if two different nouns are joined by either or, neither nor, or, at that time we are talking about only one or one person. So in that case, we have to put a form of verb in a singular form, right? But in this question, if you can see the verb, it is a plural. Verb is a plural form of was, right? So instead of that verb, you have to put was. You have to replace this plural form of verb with the singular form of verb. Only then and then your sentence will be corrected. Okay? Now the rest, sentence number 10 and 12 is based on the same one, that you have to focus and crack it yourself. Now let's talk about rule number 5. Yes, you have read it. Now just focus on the statement. Neither the soldiers nor the commander has commanded. Now what is our rule number 5? Rule number 5 क्या है? It suggests us or it tells us that if there are two different nouns in numbers, For example, here we have commander. It is a singular noun. Number 1. Number 2, the soldiers. This is secondary noun, which is in a plural form. In this case, you have to put a plural form of a verb. ये नंबर 1 था. रूल नंबर 5 के अंदर पॉइंट नंबर 1 ये था कि when there are two different noun given in a numbers, एक होता है plural, दूसरा होता है singular. In that case, you have to put plural form of a verb. Whereas in the example, यहाँ पे हमें has दिया गया है. We are given has, which is wrong. Instead of that, you have to put have. Is it clear? Now, the second part of the same rule number 5 is that if we are putting have, the plural form of a verb, then यहाँ पे इसके before putting the plural form of verb, you have to give the plural noun as a subject. तो यहाँ पे दोनों में से find it out, plural कौन सा है, कमांडर है या सोल्जर है? Yes, यहाँ पे soldiers. This is the indication from where you can identify whether it is plural or singular. तो it is plural. तो आपको क्या करना है? You have to just shuffle it. यहाँ पे आपको क्या करना है? You have to replace the singular noun with the plural. मतलब singular noun will be come here, and the plural noun will be placed exactly before the verb. Exactly before the verb. Is it okay? Yes. Now, sentence number 13 and sentence number 14 are having the same. Okay? Same, we can say it is belong to same rule. Now, let's look about rule number 6. चलो हम rule number 6 के बारे में अब पढ़ते हैं. Just read it once. Thank you for reading. Now just focus on the example. Example पे आप focus करें. Either employees or the owner are misunderstood the top. If you are given the sentence in which there are two different noun, एक तो हो गया employees और दूसरा हो गया the owner. Both are different in numbers as we have read in rule number 5. Rule number 5 और rule number 6 जो है वो यहाँ तक same है. There isn't any differentiation between these two. But rule number 6 is just separated from the place over here. If you are given the plural form of a verb over here, then you have to replace that plural form of a verb with the singular form of a verb, which is over here. इसका मतलब ये होता है कि when there are two nouns which is joined or connected by either or, neither nor, or. Okay? In that case, the verb agrees to the nearest noun. In that case, verb agrees to the nearest noun. Now, in this case, the nearest noun is in the singular noun, is a singular noun. तो यहाँ पे जो वर्ब आएगा ये तो प्लूरल है, लेकिन एग्री करना चाहिए ना. तो एग्री कब करेगा? When noun and the verb belong to the same कैडर, मतलब वो सिंगुलर है नाउन, तो वर्ब भी सिंगुलर होना चाहिए. अगर यहाँ पे प्लूरल है तो यहाँ पे भी प्लूरल होना चाहिए, अकॉर्डिंग टू द रूल नंबर 5. बट इन दिस केस इट इज अ प्लूरल, सो ये सिंगुलर है और ये प्लूरल है, तो ये प्लूरल वाला गलत होगा हमारा अकॉर्डिंग टू रूल नंबर 6. यू हैव टू पुट इज ओवर दैट. जस्ट रिप्लेस आर विथ इज, you will get the correct sentence. I hope you have understood this one and write it yourself, right, and practice these rules. Thank you.